Hello, everybody. It's me again, Stephanie K from Unveiling the Spirit. Today, I am not going to unveil the spirit, but instead do a movie review about Marvel Endgame. Before I go into that, I want to say that I am a huge Marvel fan. I was very excited for this movie to come out. I had it written down on my calendar. I didn't go see it the first day it came out, but I definitely went to go see it the next day, bought my tickets in advance, the whole nine. And was very eager to see how the story was going to play out. And so, but I am a huge Marvel fan. I've seen all the movies, some of them several times. I own a few of them. And so I'm really an MCU fan. I do like some of DC's movies, but I prefer Marvel. But just in general, I kind of like superhero movies, period. And so X-Men, all of that, I love superhero movies. I kind of gravitate towards sci-fi movies in general, and so those just kind of fall into my category, and so I'm a huge fan. Anyway, so what I want to do is basically talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, any questions that I had, and then give the movie like an overall rating. And so I will first start off with what I liked. The first thing that I liked is and this has always been the case with all the Marvel movies, especially as they build upon each other and, more movies came out. I like how the movies are interconnected. I like how if you did not, if you didn't see Guardians of the Galaxy or Doctor Strange, you miss some depth to the movie and some certain level of entertainment from the movie if you didn't see the other ones. And so I like that it's like this ongoing story that's connected to all these other stories. It really gives you a very complete picture of the movie, just the universe in general. And so I really, really liked it about the movies, especially Avengers, how they brought in so many characters, Infinity War, and then this one, how they brought in so many of the other characters from the other movies, and me having somewhat of a connection with those characters, and then bringing them into the movie, and them all being together. So that was great. And of course, the fight scene. I think most people, any Marvel fan, is gonna say the fight scene was absolutely epic, because it was, and it lasted a nice chunk of the movie, and there was a lot of stuff going on in the fight scene, which sometimes it can be too much sometimes, but I think they did a good job of not making it too much. And so, but one of the things that I do like about the fight scene is that not only seeing my favorite heroes kick butt is that it really showed. I mean, even from Infinity War, you saw on Titan how the Avengers and Doctor Strange and everybody was really trying to get Thanos, and they could not defeat him. And so this even showed that on a larger scale, because he had even more people coming at him, and he's tough. Like, you cannot deny, like, Thanos is bad. He's a bad dude, and he doesn't even have any powers. And so I would like for them to, and I don't know if they will, but to do a movie about Thanos' origins, because I really would like to know, why is he so strong that, like, even all these people with powers can't defeat him? Is this just natural for his race of beings that, a lot of them died? I don't know if he was the last one left or anything like that, but is this just typical of the race that he came from, that everybody's just really strong like this, or he's a soldier, or is he specially trained? It's pretty clear that he doesn't have any powers, so I don't think he has any powers. But even without powers, I even want to know how he built his army and things like that. And so, but he's a bad dude. Like, I mean, he's just kicking their butts like left, right, and center, and it's like, wow, he's like, So anyway, and so I like that, and I like how everybody kind of got take their turn and try to take him down, and some people were more powerful, but you can tell they were giving it their all, just like they did in Infinity War, and so that was great. the part of the scene where it was like he almost had the glove back again. It was totally on the edge of your seat. At one point, I almost wanted to jump out of my chair when I saw that he was. It seemed like he was very close to snapping his fingers again, and I think that's when Ms. Marvel came. And it was very suspenseful, very entertaining, very good. It's what makes Marvel Universe really entertaining to watch, is those fight scenes, and when you just know more about the characters and their other movies and their powers, and it just makes it that much better. And so I did like that. I thought the plot was really good. Now I will be honest and say that I thought Infinity War's plot was better, much smoother. It was a lot of characters in that movie, but they did a very good job at separating them out to the point where it wasn't too much, and and making all the plots kind of tie in together. And it was very smooth. It wasn't like you didn't feel overwhelmed or anything like that. And so I really thought the plot in Infinity War and the flow of the movie was very, very good. I thought that one was better than this one. This one was not bad, and I think more so it was just different from kind of what I kind of expect from Marvel, because there was a lot more drama in this movie than the other ones. And so the movie got off to a slow start, and again, I was kind of taken aback by that just because I'm not used to it. But I think that slow start was necessary, because not only did it give you like a really solemn feel for how everybody was handling the state of the world after Thor did what he did, but the different ways in which people were handling it. And so it kind of brought a different side of the heroes out, because in most of the other movies we watch, they always end up winning. You know, they struggle, but they win. This one, especially with Infinity War, you saw them get defeated. And in this movie, it was a continuation of almost the mentality of that defeat. And so a lot of people were struggling. Black Widow was struggling. Thor was struggling, which I'll get to that. And so and even people just having, not necessarily being very happy, things like that. And so I really thought that they established that very well, and you got a good feel for what was going on, and they didn't make it no quick, like, jump in and save the world type of thing. So that was good, and it was surprising, and surprising on a certain level is always good. And so I thought it was nice for them to do something different than what they have been doing with the other movies, especially since they claim this is going to be the last one. So I thought that was good. Now, like I said, I like the way the story unfolded. It was a little bit slow at times to me, but it really kind of brought the characters more to life, the depth more to life, the emotional side of them more to life, and so I thought that was really good. Now, for what I did not like, I didn't like what they did to Thor. I'm sorry. Like, it was funny at first, but I love Thor, and I love his strength, and I love his honesty. And even though he does at times get defeated or struggle with things, he's always ready to bounce back and learn a lesson from that helps him bounce back. In this one, he was almost pathetic. Like, I mean, and I know it's bringing a more humanity to him, and that's important to see, that even the people on top sometimes can fall, and that's great to understand that. But I just kept wanting him so much to just bounce back. Like, even when it came to the fight scene with Thanos, and he's like, hey, I just need to know you guys are in agreement with me. Let's take this guy. And then the lightning came and his beard got braided. I still wanted to see the other Thor. Like, I wanted to see the ripped Thor, the strong Thor, I don't like what they did to his character. It was really sad for me to see him like that, especially at the end when he just, like, abandons. It's almost like they didn't know what to do with him anymore. He just abandons his people and goes with the Guardians of the Galaxy cast, which I don't understand. Why would Thor be with them? Anyway, it might be in the comic books, I don't know. And so I didn't really like that. I miss Thor, and I miss what he embodies to me, and so I didn't really like. And I wonder what the character, I forgot his name, I think it's Chris something. But anyway, I wonder what he thought about what they did to Thor's character, like if he thought that it brought depth or anything. But I mean, maybe I'll go online and look and see if he talks about that at all. But I get it and I understand it, and it was entertaining and it was different. But I wanted old Thor back, just to be honest. And so yeah. Also, I didn't say this before. What I liked. I liked the plot. I liked how they went back in time, but it wasn't a typical back in time type of thing. It wasn't like you go back and change one thing and then you come back and the future's change. I thought that was very good, because a lot of time movies do kind of explain time in the same way, but this was like a totally different take on time, and it was very unique, and I did like it. And then how they had the girl, which I can't think of her name right now, the lady that's the robot, how they had her character play into bringing the conflict to the present. And so I thought that was very clever, very good, very interesting, and definitely suspenseful. And so I like that. So I wasn't really, the ending to me, it just like the movie started slow, it ended slow. And so I didn't really like the ending so much. I was upset that Black Widow died, and I was also upset that Iron Man died, but it was different because I was almost proud of them at the same time because they made a huge sacrifice. And so but beyond that, the ending, it was a little bit slow and kind of dragged out, and I didn't understand some parts. I didn't understand why, what's his name? I didn't understand why Captain America was suddenly sitting by the lake old. Even if he came back from the past, he would still have to be on that podium and then take off that suit, and then you see that he was old, just like the Ant-Man came and they were whipping him back and forth through time, and he was a baby, he was old man, he still had on the suit, he was still standing in the same spot. So I don't understand how he came back, totally missed the podium, and then he was very old. Maybe I'm missing something, but I didn't get that part. So I didn't really like it, and I didn't understand why. I didn't really just understand what he was doing. I just didn't. It's kind of something, a little bit seemed a little bit out of character for Captain America. The way he was talking to the guy about here's the shield and stuff like that. I don't know. I that part just doesn't really sit well with me. I don't know why, if that was his intention, or maybe it wasn't his intention. He would just, I don't know. Anyway, so I didn't like that part. I don't even say I didn't like it. I just didn't understand it. And so, of course, it was very sad that Tony Stark died. But like I said, I was almost very proud of him. I feel like, you had to have some significant characters die in this. You can't just have this epic fight and then everybody lives, because it's kind of corny. So that was good. Of course, I was happy to see everybody back. Black Panther back. And, Scarlet Witch and stuff like that. You do kind of wish some of the other people could come back, but that's life. That's the movie, so that was okay. I will say that I was kind of surprised about Captain Marvel's role in the movie. I thought she was going to be much more of a significant character than she was. She was barely in the movie. She came and did her part, which was important, but I thought because they put her in the middle of the two movies, they did so because she was going to play a very significant role in this last one, but she wasn't really in the movie. And so I love her powers, and there wasn't really a place for her to be in the movie within the plot to use those powers other than the fight. So I understand that, but I just thought she was going to be in there a little bit more and kind of connect with other characters a little bit more, but she didn't. It's not necessarily good or bad. It's just not what I was necessarily expecting. The last thing I want to say is I was a little bit confused at the end about Spider-Man, because when he came back, this is 5 years that has passed, right? So why was he going back to school? I mean, I understand he's still a teenager, so he needs to go back to school, but his friend was there. So I think it would have been much better if they show him reuniting with his aunts. That would have kind of made a little bit more sense to me. But the fact that he was going back to school and then his friend was there who was still the same age that he was when he left, or are we to assume that he's older now even though he looks the same? Or was it back to high school? Was he now in college? or did his friend disappear also and they both were back at the same time? So I was like, what is going on? Why is he going back to school? So that was that. And then another thing, I'm trying to think, there was something else that I was kind of confused about, but it's kind of slipping my mind right now. Oh, and I've seen some stuff on the internet about this, but I haven't read it, so I don't know. But they were saying, who was that boy at Tony Stark's funeral? That, because everybody was kind of in groups, the groups in the movies that they go to, and then there was a boy standing by himself. I think that boy is supposed to be somebody significant. I don't know, but of course that was a question mark for me. Like, oh wow, who is this boy? So anyway, that's basically what I liked and didn't like about Marvel. I'm sad that it's over. I wish they would make 1,000 more Marvel movies. A lot of people were complaining about the length of the movie, but I didn't mind the length of the movie. I did have to hold it. Couldn't go to the bathroom when I wanted to because I didn't want to miss anything. But the movie could have been in 5 hours. As long as the plot was good, I would have loved it because I love Marvel. But anyway, so overall, I would give the movie, I would say an 8. Especially compared to Infinity War, which I would give it 10. And so the movie was like an 8. It was okay. It was good, entertaining. I think it served its purpose for everything, especially that started in Infinity War, and it's a great watch, and I definitely will buy it and own it and watch it a million times. I want to watch all of the movies, but it's 22 again, but I don't know if I really have time for that, but maybe one of these days. So I'm looking forward to other movies that's coming out. I know there's a Black Widow movie coming out, Spider-Man Going Home coming out. I'm definitely going to miss Iron Man. And so that's it. So I'm going to wrap this up so that I don't make this too long. And yay to all you Marvel fans. They did it. They're back in action. And we'll see what the next movie is. So thank you so much. Have a blessed day and talk to you later. Bye.